Oh, I'm on. Hi. Zelda Mash. I feel a bit like a glamour plus today because found my earrings that I've been looking for ages, so must have known that I needed to feel glamorous today. Because I'm going to speak about when I'd just come out of a really, really traumatic period of my life back in England, perhaps only 5 years ago, and I reached the pits. You hear about reaching rock bottom, reaching the pits, being the lowest form you can ever be. Well, I got to that stage, and I got to the stage where I had to make a decision to continue and die, or continue and make a life for myself that was nothing like the life that I was living. So anyway, thankfully, I listened to myself and the universe, and I made the decision to live life for myself for a while, which was a very, very big new thing for me. I've always lived my life for everybody else. And, I didn't think there was any difference. And I still love being there for everyone else. But then you come to the case where it's like, what about me? Where do I fit into all the scheme of things? Where am I supposed to think about me? And anyway, cut long story short, I decided that I had to escape this life. And I took a job doing something which kind of stumbled across. I've never had, becoming a mum from the age of 20, I never had the opportunity to go visit other parts of my country, especially by myself, and to go explore and just do things for me. It all happened too quick, from childhood responsibilities to adult responsibilities. So I decided to take a job which involved living in other people's homes, still looking after somebody else, which was never going to leave me. However, taking this opportunity that came my way changed my life so much. It just changed my life in a way I can only be so grateful and blessed for, because I saw parts of the country I didn't know existed, and England is a very small country in comparison to Australia, where I am now. So knowing that 5-6 hours drive, maybe 7 hours drive, it was like a whole new world. I was like, okay. And it was beautiful. And the people who I was living with, okay, there were some characters, but I'm the sort of person that absolutely loves the characters, so I was in my little element, and I've always loved a challenge. So working with people who I was living with, which were predominantly spinal injured, so they were pretty much helpless in the sense of their arms and their legs, but I discovered that they didn't need them. They had everything here and here. And that was, wow, that was a wake-up call. I was like, you're here, or I, living where I lived, had heard so much about, oh, if ever I, get to that stage, shoot me. If ever I get to that stage, kill me, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm seeing these human beings that everyone you hear talk about was going to end their life, because what's the point? I found the point, because these people had hearts, they had passion, they had thriving, they had more fun than I had as a walking able person, who had everything to live for, yet wasn't doing. So my eyes were open, and wow, it expanded my thoughts, my interpretation of life, my will for living. It made me realise that the way I was living just was never going to happen again, and it won't, I know this, but it was such a big shock to my system to come across this reality the way I did. I mean, I was obviously meant to and ready to, so that was a bit of blessing, a bit of another wake-up call, because, yeah, I've had a few of those in my life. So this one was a good one. This was a very good one. This was a wonderful learning curve. So having meeting all these wonderful places and all these fabulous, amazing new people, I found I had an awful lot of time for myself. It's like, that's something I've never ever had. And that was like, wow, what am I going to do, you know? You can only be bored for so long. So I decided, like, okay, depending where I was and which person I was supporting at the time, decided how much time I would have for myself. Sometimes I perhaps only have an hour, maybe two if I was lucky, a day. And other times I would perhaps have 4 or 5 hours one day, 6 hours one day, you know, it just depended on the situation. So apart from discovering Netflix, no, that brought another story, and discovering what these other places in England had to offer, and that again was very beautiful. Other stories there, because I have many stories of little encounters I've come across throughout this just 18-month period, but this 18 months was phenomenal for me. I can't express how much of a life changer, and I mean life changer, this had on me. So having said that, on one of these jobs I had been given a full afternoon free. I was in a place near Liverpool, which is on the west coast of England, and I have heard of Liverpool but never been myself before. So the family were coming and freeing me up for the afternoon. So she said, oh, there's plenty of places you can go shopping. I thought, well, I don't really want to go shopping. I can go shopping anytime and what I'm going to buy anyway. So I had a quick look on, it was Google Maps, because they generally tell you what's going on around your area. And I found a safari. I thought, oh, I'll go to this safari. So anyway, I did that, but that's not today's story. But that's a wonderful story, and I have never laughed so much in my life on this story. But that's my monkey story. My monkey story will come. So then I went to another part of the world, which was in Plimpton, which is in Plymouth, which is very southern England, and it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the country. And I ended up with like 3 hours every day. I used to go for walks and come back and go for walks, and I ended up having a major tattoo done while I was there. Again, I think I've covered this story anyway about the tattoo. But I was given a 3-day break. So I thought, what am I going to do for 3 days? I can't go back up north because I'm going to be coming back down south 3 days. So I just put myself in, and I thought, right, I've never done this before. What can I do? So I had a look around, and there was a beautiful harbour, and I got this passion for water from there. I just absolutely, the boats were beautiful, the seaside was amazing, the history was to die for, and not literally, obviously, and they're just everything, the little shops, the little courtyards, and I absolutely fell in love with this place. And I thought, I'm going to go out on a date with myself, and it's the first time I've ever done it. Oh, I've had fish and chips on the seafronts. I've gone to, back in the day, you know, some McDonald's or whatever. I've done all that, and spent plenty of time on my own eating in the, what we call here, servos now, which was petrol stations and service centres. But this was a big, full-on, I'm going to date myself. So I found this really gorgeous restaurant. It was a seafood restaurant, and I actually really did like seafood at the time, although it wasn't something I never cooked it for myself at that stage. And I just walked in the afternoon, booked myself in for that evening, and I was like, is it just for one? I said yes, and I was like, okay, madam. I thought, I'm doing this. So I went home and I got myself all brushed up and I wore something very pretty-ish because I was travelling, remember? So I put my face on and probably had some earrings on, and I would have probably had nail varnish on at the time. And yep, I took myself there. I sat down facing this harbour in this really plush, gorgeous restaurant, and I was just, didn't feel odd, did not feel out of place. There were couples, there were mainly couples actually, which was quite ironic because I was like escaping from any romantic notion, yet I felt I was in such an amazing romantic place, and I felt romantic, but I felt romantic for myself for like, I don't know, maybe the first time actually ever. So I was sat there and I ordered myself a lovely glass of wine, and I was really excited. I was like, I've never done this before. It's like, not just a first, it was a major first. I was like, I'd taken myself somewhere exclusive. I'd prepared myself for this. I sat there, I was looking at beautiful surroundings. The ambience was romantic, the view was romantic, and you know, they kept coming to me, the staff, and I did not even pick my phone up. I maybe tagged myself in when I first arrived there because I was so excited. I didn't tell anybody it was a one-person date, but I did because not a lot of people knew what the situation was at the time, so I was very good at hiding all that too. So I sat there, ordered myself my meal, and it was a seafood platter, and yeah, sat there with my wine and my beautiful candles, and I just sat and just soaked up all the atmosphere. I just soaked up how beautiful inside I felt, how beautiful outside I felt, and that was probably quite an amazing moment, and that I can't tell you how empowering that is. And I kind of forgot about that moment until recently. And I was like, I need to share this, because if everybody has one moment like that, that can give them hope for what they can have more often in the future. And that is how I want everybody to feel. It's like, it's not the last time I've done it, but that was certainly my first. I can't express enough how much it is to just give yourself one date. Just one date. Just one beautiful evening. An hour of your life for yourself. You know, we're all worth that. And it's like, it's fabulous. It's just like, this is freaking amazing. I'm going to do it again. So I did. But that was my first, and I just thought I'd like to share that moment with you. You know, do it yourself, go for it, because I'm going to share this one with my ladies now. So, much love, have a beautiful day.